WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Every once in a while, we'll get a call from somebody and they wonder, how do you get on that radio show anyway? And then usually the conversation goes something like, well, you let me know what you've got to talk about and I'll tell you how you get on. And our next guests had called. I think you called, Shelley, right? Did you?
No, a member of our club.
Member of your club called.
Marty Lyle.
And oh my gosh, what you do with the Kiwanis, there is no way I would say no to what you do, because it sounds like it's nothing but good, generous stuff. And so this is an honor to have both of you in the studio. Shelley Sizemore is who I just addressed. She is the director and the liaison responsible for the club's satellite of the Kiwanis Club of Ocala. Thank you, Robin, for getting all these notes from me. And N.C. Sizemore, who this morning I said was North Carolina Sizemore, is the past president and the webmaster and the Facebook administrator for the Kiwanis Club of Ocala. And we're here to talk to you about the Kiwanis Club and some events you've had in the past and some that are coming up. So long intro, but good morning to both of you. Yeah. So who was the lady who called me? What was her name?
Marty Lyle.
Marty. And oh my gosh, when she was so sweet, and we get so many calls from people who want to sell something, and I'll say, well, you are definitely welcome to sell stuff, but that's called an ad, and you'll have to talk to a salesperson. To be on our show, you kind of have to have something you're doing for the community, or maybe you've got information that I think our listeners would want. So you definitely qualify in both of those categories.
Thank you.
How long have you both been with the Kiwanis?
I started 30 years ago, the year after they allowed women in Kiwanis.
What? Oh, wow.
Yeah, they didn't allow women in until 1987, and I became a member in 1988.
Oh, my.
And so I've been active in Kiwanis, started out in Ohio, and then when I moved to Florida in 2000, I started in the clubs down here.
Mm-hmm.
How did you end up picking Ocala?
I had friends that lived here, and they suggested that I come down and take a look.
Ah, okay.
And I loved it.
Are you both from Ohio? Are you from Ohio also?
Not from North Carolina.
That makes sense. Did you meet? So you met here?
No, we met in Ohio.
And in Ohio.
Oh, you did. Okay.
A long time ago.
And how did you become involved? Do I address you as NC? Is that what everybody calls you? You met in Ohio?
We met in Ohio when I worked with her husband at B.F. Goodrich.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And we were both involved in a computer project.
Is that right? Wow.
Wow.
And we socialized together, and we stayed family friends over the years.
And you made tires?
We made tires and a lot of other things. I don't make much today, but Goodrich unfortunately went way downhill. I think they're still making airplane de-icers and brakes, but that's about it.
Airplane de-icers. So that's a pretty important part. Yeah, I'm glad somebody's making that. So how did you become involved with Kiwanis?
For Shelley.
And what attracted you to it besides Shelley?
That's interesting in that Shelley was in the rehab after getting a knee replacement. And
okay.
I was going to rehab and staying most of the day there. I had to go someplace and have lunch. I said, well, your lunches are already paid for over at Kiwanis. Why don't I go eat your lunch? And I did. I asked Jim Phillips, who was our president at the time, if I could come over and have her lunch on a lunch break from the rehab. He said, sure. I went over, and the programs were so great that I said, hey, boy, this would really be a nice place to join. So I joined for the networking and the programs.
Sure.
And then became so interested in children's projects, I just got deeper and deeper involved working with kids.
Okay, and let's talk about that. That's a great way to lead into what seems to be the focus of what Kiwanis is about, right?
It is.
So let's first ask which children. Who are the children that you help?
Kiwanis is an international organization that's focused on children, the children of the world. But we are the local chapter, and we focus on the children of Marion County.
Okay.
And we have a group of children we call Young Children Priority 1, which is from 0 to age 5. And we have a committee for that. We have another group. It turns out to be the same group, but if we were following Kiwanis protocol, we would have a separate group focusing on children from 6 to 18.
Right.
And the funds from the event we just had are split three ways. A third of the funds from that go to our young children priority one. A third goes to what do you call it, youth services, and another third goes to Camp Kiwanis.
So how do those children find you?
Well, actually, we find them.
So what, through the schools? I mean, like, for example, I mean, every child, do they have to qualify in some way? Is there a...
Well, we could just tell you about some of our programs.
Do they have to be poor, or do they have to be... Okay.
We go into schools primarily.
Okay.
And we also work through the Marion County Early Learning Coalition.
Okay.
So that's a great resource. The director of the Early Learning Coalition is a member of our club and the chairman of our Young Children Priority One Committee. So we have great insights into the needs of the children of the county. And the one way we serve the kids is we go to 8. Well, we've been going to 7 different schools. We're going to go to 8 this next club year.
Mm-hmm.
And we give a book to every kid in preschool, pre-K through grade 2. And we'll be giving away about 8,500 books.
Wow.
But we do focus
That's a lot of books.
3 times
we
a
don't
year.
want kids just to learn to read well. We want them to learn to love to read, because then they will read more and become better educated. And so that's what we're focusing on. They get to pick out their own book. We put big tables of books in the library, and they circle around looking at all the different books.
Oh,
and then
that
they
is
circle around the
nice.
second time, pick out the one they want.
Nice.
Oh, isn't that
So
wonderful?
that's one of our big programs.
Where did the books come from?
We buy them.
We buy them.
You have to actually buy the books.
Yes.
Wow. Do you have any publishers who give you a special deal because of what you're doing, the work you're doing?
We do, but
Oh.
I don't know the details of it. We have a RIF coordinator who is a member of our club, but also works for the Early Learning Coalition.
Mhm.
And she takes care of that.
We
And
also have an early program called Reach Out and Read that we do with the pediatricians in the heart of Florida.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, and as the parent goes in for the well baby checkup, we provide a new book for the physician to hand to the mother after he tells her at that age how long she should read, how many minutes for each age. So it's 6 months, a year, and all the way up to age 5. Every 6 months, they're given a brand new book. We also collect gently used books from anywhere we can find them
Uh-huh,
for the
uh-huh.
waiting rooms for Heart of Florida. And then as kids go in, and these books can be up to age 18. And as parents go in to with their older kids and they sit in the waiting room, they can pick up a book and read it. And if they like it, they can take it home with them.
oh, that's wonderful.
Wonderful program. How can we help you? I know you have a couple of events coming up. Are we able to help you through the events, or tell us how we can make a difference in the work you're doing?
The next event coming up is Pancake Day on December the 8th.
That's all I have to do is eat pancakes?
That's right.
Oh, well,
Maybe
actually,
sponsor us.
We sell about 1,500 to 1,700 pancake breakfast on that day. It's something we've been doing for 58 years.
Wow.
Mhm.
And all the profits from Pancake Day go to Camp Kiwanis, which is our signature project.
Where is the camp, actually?
The camp is in Ocala National Forest,
Okay.
and the summer camp houses 104 students, plus the faculty and advisors and whatnot. And the camp week is Monday through Friday, Monday lunch through Friday lunch.
Uh-huh.
And the kids do all sorts of things at the camp. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. We started the camp in 1948. It was an old CCC camp.
Wow. Huh?
And then we started the pancake breakfast to fund what we were doing out there in 1958. So it's 104 kids a week for 4 weeks. And about 25% of those kids are sent on what we call scholarships, meaning we pay the freight for the tuition that would normally, it's $250 for a kid to go out there for a week.
Okay.
But for 104 kids selected by the school system, we pay it. And we also provide them with any toilet articles or clothing that they might need to go
So
to
you
camp.
pay 104
Oh.
times 250? Wow.
So, and these children, like you said, are selected by the school system. They come
Based
from
on need.
families that they might not be able to have this experience otherwise.
Yeah,
That's
based
correct.
on need.
And do they come from broken homes, or are their parents like drug addicts, or
We never know.
We don't know.
We're trying to figure out who the children
the
are.
guidance
Yeah.
the guidance counselors in the school system pick them out. And all we know is that these are the kids that they selected to go because of privacy situations.
Now, you just came through a large fundraising event, your Sportsman's auction and dinner, and that's really a huge event every year.
Yes.
That's the only way we fund all these projects,
This
is
is-
that one event.
That one event funds Young Children Priority 1
Is that right?
and student services.
Wow.
And the way you could help us next year is to, when we do this event, is to help us get the word out.
I was just gonna interject that if I could, keep us on your list.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will make sure that we have a folder right here, and we go to that folder all the time. If we have a moment, a minute, two, we just have, hey, let's fill it in with something. We take that and make sure we promote a local event that's going to.
Let me just say one more thing about Pancake Day. We don't make much money selling pancakes that we flip. I mean, we charge $5 and you get pancakes, sausage, juice, coffee.
Oh my gosh!
milk.
So you're breaking even.
All you can eat.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
so how do you make? So how do you make money then if it's
We get
that
sponsors.
cheap?
Sponsors.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and that's if you could help us get sponsors for Pancake
Tell me
Day.
about the sponsorships.
Okay.
What can we do?
Well, the sponsors at all different levels, we $400, for example,
Okay.
will send 2 kids to camp at our price.
Okay.
And $1,000 will send 5 kids to camp.
Mhm.
So what you can do is just ask people, if you would, to contact the Kiwanis Club of Ocala through our website, through our Facebook page, or through a phone number we've given you somewhere, and tell us that they'd like to sponsor a kid, 2 kids, 10 kids,
Okay.
or whatever.
Well, you're doing that right now. People are listening to you right now. Do we have that number handy? Is it handy, Robin? Do you know?
Is that Marty's number?
You can use my number.
Okay.
Our home phone number is 352-291-8778.
Excellent.
All right, 291-8778. So we would call you, Shelley,
Yes,
and just say, hey, I heard on the radio that you need sponsors and I'd like to help.
that's wonderful. That would be awesome.
That would be great.
And does the sponsor get something in return? Is there like their name on a bulletin
Oh,
board
yes.
or
Oh, yes.
something?
Oh, yes.
There's a slideshow that runs continuously.
Oh, really?
And the sponsor, in case of an individual, it's their name, or in the case of a company, it's their logo.
Uh-huh.
And it just keeps repeating throughout the morning of Pancake Day.
And where is
There's
it
also-
held?
Pancake Day is held
Day.
at 8th Street School Cafeteria,
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
and
been
has
there
been
for
for years. It's a tradition. It's a really fun event. A lot of people come there
What
year
day of
after
the week
year.
is it on?
A Saturday.
It's on a Saturday?
And Santa Claus is
It's
there.
always on the Ocala Parade Day,
Oh,
Okay.
oh, okay.
Well, we got to make sure we go,
Okay.
Robin.
December the 8th.
All right. Excellent. Excellent.
But it's people just enjoy being. They see people they haven't seen in
a long
all
time,
year.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
a big social event.
Big social.
Mhm.
Yeah, Robin's mom's
Mhm.
church does a spaghetti thing, and I went with them to one of them, and it's like everybody knew everybody else.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was very tight. It
It's
was
kind of the way it is.
it was like an Oktoberfest with spaghetti, right?
Yeah.
It's fun to see some of the big names in town flipping pancakes for us.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's
Oh,
wonderful.
you recruit some of the no names?
People that haven't seen it before would love to see our super stacker, which is a pancake fryer that'll fry about 1,500 pancakes an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen one. We're going to have
Yeah.
to look at that.
Yes.
It's a big machine, and it's a grill that rotates. And by the time it makes one revolution, it's
Do you
Cook a
personally
pancake.
eat a lot of pancakes that day? Do you eat a lot that day?
I eat more that day than any other day.
Do you have a special recipe? Because some clubs, do special things like the ribs and
We say
things.
it has
They
a
won't give
special
it away.
ingredient.
Oh, they do.
A special secret ingredient.
We can't
Oh,
tell what it is, right?
wonderful.
We can't ask. I mean, we can't ask what it is.
You do wonderful
It's love.
things. You do
It's
the
love. I heard that.
you do the soapbox derby and the back to school backpacks.
Actually,
Pretty
Soapbox
amazing.
Derby is sponsored by the Silver Spring Shores Kiwanis Club.
Mhm.
We
sponsor a car.
sponsor one car. And
Oh, that's wonderful.
$500 a year that we give them to sponsor one car.
Mhm.
Who did we know that did that, Robin?
Doris.
Doris. Okay. Do you know Doris?
I don't know Doris.
I don't. She worked.
I
she
don't think
worked here.
she's here anymore.
Oh, she passed.
I think she moved away.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
to,
Okay.
with her kids. So
Okay.
But that's another club sponsors that, but we help by sponsoring and they help us by sending kids to Camp
Well,
Kiwanis.
don't leave us out of the loop. Make sure we know, because Robin and I do our best to try to make sure the community knows about things just exactly like what you're talking about.
Okay.
We want to help out. There's an event happening tomorrow. They're walking for the homeless, and there's so many different things we've tried to help out with. And every little drop helps.
The other big thing you can do is to tell people about our club, because we are actively seeking members. And we want members who will be Kiwanians, members who will work, members who want to help kids, members who will help us both physically and financially. Well, either or preferably both.
What does it mean? What does Kiwanis actually mean? Where does the word come from?
Kiwanis is an old Indian word, and there's a little bit of dispute about what it meant.
Oh, really?
Whether it's we build or
We serve.
or we serve.
Oh, okay.
But
Either way, it's good.
either way, it's good. And Shelley came up with it, or somebody in Ohio did an acronym for it. It says Kiwanis is where a need is served.
Oh,
That
nice.
spells the-
It spells
Nice.
Kiwanis.
Oh, I like
That's
that.
excellent.
Kiwanis is where a need is served. Oh, I love that.
And you have meetings for the club satellite?
Yes, the regular club meets at noon on
Mhm.
Fridays, every Friday. And we have, good programs and good sharing there.
And where is that meeting?
That's at the Elks Club.
702 Northeast 25th Avenue.
Okay.
In fact, we're going there after we leave here today, and Dr. Henningsen from the college will be our speaker today.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We have really good speakers.
And then the Satellite Club meets on the second Monday of each month at
Mhm.
Mimi's Restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Satellite is designed for
Which restaurant?
Mimi's.
Mimi's. I love Mimi's. Yes.
Yeah, at 6:00.
Uh-huh.
And we start out by putting together hygiene kits for the homeless children. And we end
Oh.
up with, and he's got a sample here of
This
what we put
is
in
a
the
hygiene kit.
Wow.
There's 7 items. We collect the things that
Uh-huh.
you would find in a hotel or things that size.
Right.
We use a shampoo, a cream rinse, or conditioner, lotion, a soap, toothpaste, toothbrush, and a washcloth. And a lot of the homeless
Nice.
children come to school needing to take a shower. And they have
Oh.
facilities in the schools. They give them this kit. They can clean up. They have laundry facilities there. They can wash their clothes, give them clean clothes to put back on, and then they're ready for the school.
Really?
Sorry.
So
I did
Wow.
not know that.
This is strictly a
This is strictly
satellite, a club satellite.
Club Satellite project.
So you're asking for donations? Can
We would
people
love to have-
donate?
Yes, please.
for the
That is
hygiene
just-
kit?
This is a place you can donate without costing you anything.
Yes.
We would
Uh-huh.
love to get the leftover, the unused, unopened bottles of shampoo and conditioner and
Oh,
lotion
from the hotel?
from the
Yes.
hotels.
I love hotel soap, don't you?
Yes.
What is it about
We're
that
going to have to
little?
go rate a hotel.
I don't know why I like it.
She won't let me use the stuff from the hotels anymore.
There you go.
We'll have to save it, use our own.
By the way, there was an interesting story this morning. I'm going to probably get it wrong, but it was something along the lines of giving advice if you're going to have surgery to make sure your dental work is done so you don't have any open areas in your mouth
Wow.
when you're in surgery, because apparently it can
Wow.
cause problems that we don't
Oh.
ever connect the
Hadn't
two.
heard that.
I know. It's
Ew.
so when you saw the toothpaste and you think of a homeless child who may not have toothpaste,
Right.
just a simple thing like that, something we take for granted, right?
Exactly.
Some of what we do for kids, you touched on in a program earlier this week. You had a lady on from the Guardian ad litem,
Yes, we did.
and she mentioned that adverse childhood events, adverse childhood experiences, ACEs, and ACEs are anything bad that kind of happens to a kid. It can be trauma, it can be divorce, it can be neglect, it can be abuse.
Yeah.
It can be any one of a
yeah.
number of things. She said neglect was the one that they most often get involved in.
She did say that, yeah.
And one of the things that we do is try to prevent, to the extent we can, adverse childhood experiences.
Mhm.
We do that with a program where we give cribs, porta cribs actually,
Oh.
to prevent co-sleeping deaths. We give away car seats to prevent traffic deaths. We do education through the Early Learning Coalition and good parenting techniques. A couple of years ago, we did one, had a little item to put in the car to look before you lock, to keep people from locking their kid in the car.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's so sad
There's
you
a
have
lot
to
of
do
things that we
that.
focus on. Just trying to help these kids grow up healthy,
Mhm.
and then also
Good for you. Wow.
trying to help them through our Terrific Kids program, which she can tell you about, is a good citizenship program. Bugs, bring up grades. And we told you about our reading programs to promote learning. We try to promote our kids. Think about it.
Yeah.
They're our building blocks for tomorrow. If we want people,
Absolutely,
well-educated,
Yes.
well-adjusted people providing our needs 5-10 years from now, we want the kids to be as well-educated and as healthy as they can be.
And you work with the key clubs in the
Yes, we
high
do. We
schools.
sponsor
That's
several key
excellent.
clubs.
We have quite a few.
The effort you mentioned earlier about getting books to the kids, I wanted to go back to that just for a second. And we've all heard this. It's almost like a cliche we hear so much. But if you learn to read, then you will read to learn.
Yes.
And I can't tell you, we went to a restaurant the other day, a fast food restaurant. I almost said which one it was, but I'm not going to say which. I'm not going to say which brand. And the young lady was brand new. She was just learning her job. And the manager was so nice and so helpful and so patient with her. So the guy after, and we paid with a card, so there was no change necessary. But the guy after us paid with cash. And he was due, I think, 4 cents.
Yes.
And the girl gave him 4 nickels.
Oh.
And I thought,
Yeah.
wow, she doesn't even know. Because if you think about it, I'm not blaming her because we don't use, kids don't use cash anymore. They use their phones to pay
That
for
was
things.
sad.
That's
Right?
sad.
Very
Really
sad.
Didn't even realize that what a penny was, the difference from a penny and a nickel. So right there, I mean, just learning to read would have helped. And I'm not picking on this girl. She was sweet too. But just the idea that we maybe have fallen short as a society by not remembering
Exactly.
like some of these things. So
Exactly.
You mentioned key clubs. We have key clubs at Vanguard, Westport, Bellevue, and we have 2 that we're working on to get 2 more. We also are working to get what we call the CKI, which is key clubs are high school level Kiwanis clubs. CKI, or Circle K, is a college level Kiwanis club. We don't have one now. We hope to get one this year.
is that right? Wow.
Wow. I hope you do.
So thank you for coming in, NC and Shelley Sizemore. Thank you both for what you do. That you're obviously making this world a better place. So help us out before we run out of time. How do we get a hold of you? I know we can use your phone number, right, Shelley?
Our home phone. Yes.
And I had it here. It's 291-8778,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
352 area code. And if you want to help, if you want to sponsor, tell us the next event. Is the next event the pancake?
The pancake
Yes.
day. Yes.
And that's
Will be.
December 8th?
There'll be a golf tournament in the spring and then the sportsman's dinner
Santa Claus is going to be
next
there?
August.
Mm-hmm.
Santa Claus eats pancakes?
Yes.
Does he?
Yes, he does.
I didn't know that.
And you also have a website and a Facebook
Right.
site.
The website is ocalakiwanis.org.
Oh, that's your job. You're the
Yeah,
webmaster.
ocalakiwanis.org will tell you all about us. And also our Facebook page is Kiwanis Club of Ocala.
Okay, well, I will make sure I go on that and whatever you do, like it or whatever it says, join it, follow it. Thank you for the work you're doing. It sounds like some really good stuff in our community. Thank you for getting in touch with us. Please stay in touch with us.
We will do that.
Just either send an email or whatever. Robin she is an amazing lady. She will make sure everything gets out there, not on the air only, also on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
So,
Wonderful.
Thank you for inviting us.
you are welcome.
You're welcome.
Tell everybody else that we do this. We want to make sure we serve this community.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll take a little break. We'll be right back.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front end loader, box blade, and stump grinding. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, aisleways, fence rows, and lawn care. Fence row spraying is also available for weed control. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440, or online at powellgene, Gene, at